Let's talk about society and politics. Presented by Smith Co.
Hello, and welcome back to Let's Talk About Politics and Society. Today we're going to be taking another look at whether or not the educational system is equal. So today we're going to be making particular reference to Paulo Freire, who, he was a great believer in the changing of the education system, and can say that he came up with the name for the method that most countries around the world teach, which he called the banking concept of education. As he put it, the student in school are just asked to memorize and repeat ideas, phrases, formulas, without even understanding the meaning behind those ideas. And as he put it, this process turns the teachers into containers or banks to be filled up by the teacher. Therefore, students will be treated as objects to just receive, file, and store information. And then, when an exam or a time when they need to get the information, they have to just take it all out and just vomit it on the page. Not physically, mentally. And you see, he described it, the more students work at storing deposits that are just, they're entrusted upon them, the less they develop the critical consciousness that would have resulted in the world. Obviously, it also is a little problematic when it comes to gauging someone's actual ability. But anyway, before we get into the main stuff, let's just have a little bit of a background on Paulo Freire. So obviously, for those of you who don't know, he was born in Brazil in 1921. Unfortunately, he has passed away. So he grew up in hungry poverty, but was lucky enough to be able to attend second level education. And in fact went on to third level education and became a teacher. It is here that he developed his ideas, and in fact I should put this out there, while most rational thinkers would say that his views in the educational system are correct, some people may argue with his his other ideas, which would be socialism and Marxism. So obviously, if you disagree with that, just don't just completely put them aside. It isn't just that. It is about inequality. Yes, it is about trying to end inequality, but it is also about really just practicality. What I'm saying is, if you're wealthy, obviously you can make the world less equal, but you could just, remove that need for you to force yourself up, if you know what I mean. Because what I'm saying is, if you're saying you need to force yourself up so that you succeed, well then just remove the need to force yourself up, and no one will need to force themselves up. And obviously that's not inequality solved, but it is a small, tiny section. But it's still a small, tiny. Just because it's a small, tiny section doesn't mean you don't do it. There are millions of small, tiny sections, and multiple of them at a time, whatever the case may be, you kind of have to get that done. So that's an example of inequality. So yeah, tackle that, and most people would say, yeah, you remove that small little part of inequality that is in the world. But I'm not saying that inequality is that's small. I'm saying that is a small part of inequality, which is massive in the world. So Paulo Freire believed that if you educated people, they would be able to accept more, new ideas that would actually help them, and they wouldn't just plainly accept the status quo for no real reason. He also pointed out that the classroom is often where labels are assigned, and then after they've been assigned, in the next generation, reinforced. Because obviously, generally the classroom is where labels are assigned, and he's saying that this is where people start to differentiate between each other based on age, gender, sexual orientation, skin tone, whatever the case may be. teaches you that the classroom is one of the key places where this begins and is reinforced. So obviously this is coming towards the end of the video. It's a very short video this week, but basically in summary, I would agree with some of the things he's saying, particularly about education. Obviously, you wouldn't. Not everyone would agree with everything that he's saying. I mean, for example, one of his key ideas is Marxism. Not a whole lot of people would agree there. Due to the fact that it kind of didn't really work so well. But if you really think about it, when it comes to education, the backward method of education, it appears that that is very true. Are students truly learning, or are they simply trying to pass an examination? Does that mean the examination is only there for its own sake? Well, that's for you to decide, I guess. I'm not going to decide for you. But hopefully you'll join us next time. Thank you for listening to Let's Talk About Society and Politics. If you'd like to subscribe to the YouTube channel, that would be good. Subscriptions apparently are a good thing to have. So thank you if you did that, and thank you in advance if you're going to do that. If you want to view other videos, personally, I think that's better. But I think in the growth sense, apparently subscribers are better. But I think viewing other videos is good. I think it's good. And thank you if you have viewed other videos, that's good. And if you're going to view other videos, once again, thanks.